Hi, this is Sierra and welcome back to my channel with part 2 of my update and pregnancy update video. So this is part 2 of my update, and if you did not have an opportunity to watch the first part of this video, I will link it in the cards or in the description below, or both, so that you can watch that video first, because I'm trying to get everything all caught up so that we can get to where I am now. So the light kind of changed in here a little bit, so it's been about an hour since I filmed the first part of this video, so I might not look, I feel like I look kind of blue. But nonetheless, so let's get into the video. So if you were able to catch the first part of the video, you will know that I revealed to my husband that we were expecting, and his response was less than appreciated. It was very interesting because we actually got into a major argument that night, and I ended up not even speaking to him for like the whole rest of the day, beginning of the day. Like, he talked and he wanted to talk to me about it, because one of the big things with us is we when we got married, we already had our son, and my husband said at the time that he did not want any more kids. And for me, before I accepted to be married to him, I told him that I was not going to marry him with those conditions, because I don't believe in I guess I don't want to say I don't believe in not growing your family, but I feel like if you're supposed to produce, you're supposed to, and if you're not, you won't. And so the agreement and understanding that we had was, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And so, being now 12 years later, he was in such a state of shock that I think he was just beyond himself. Now, granted, I was also in a state of shock, but because I am a little different mentally than him when it comes to raising families and raising children, it was very he did not hold back, and he did not know I was filming, so his reaction was his reaction. And I was very upset because he insulted me multiple times during that conversation, and yeah, he got it after. But we discussed it, and you know, I understand his concerns. Like, for us, we are very, very hands-on parents. We are middle-class people, so we don't usually qualify for any types of help. Daycare is expensive. Childcare, just caring for your children is just an expensive thing. And I mean, health insurance, costs for labor and delivery, circumcisions, I mean, you go down the list. Like, we have spent so much money raising my son, and I think because of the realistic views that we have on what it takes to really raise a child, I completely understand why my husband didn't want any more kids, because we want to be able to provide our kids with a decent lifestyle and be able to afford it, and still be able to live a decent lifestyle and not really be like on a struggle bus. Because as middle-class people, oftentimes, you know, things like I remember when I had my son, I was working, I was a bank teller at the time, and I was part-time because I was a student at the time too. And I remember I didn't qualify for anything. Like, I couldn't get WIC, I couldn't get food stamps, I couldn't get child care assistance, I couldn't get anything, because I was literally right at the right over the cap. Whatever that number was, I was right over it. And I was just like, how? Like, I don't even make that much money. Like, how am I not able to get any assistance? Like, nothing. Like, I go to work every day, and you know, kudos to people who can, you know, go and like when I had my son, I was 21. So I was just starting out in my career, and I mean, things, I had rent, I had expenses, and so it was like I just thought, you know, as a young woman I would be able to get a little bit of help, and I wasn't looking for a lot, but I was like, at least can I get some formula, like help, a half off, I mean a coupon, something, and it was like nothing. Oh no, nada. So we did what we had to do, you know, we made it through, but you know, it's just one of those things where realistically, sometimes I don't think people understand just how much it costs to have a child. And I mean, our hospital bill, I think that by the end of it all was like, our copay part was like $4,700 if I'm not mistaken. My son, his circumcision wasn't done right. 2 years later I had to pay to get it redone. Just so many different things, you know, that came up where, you know, I missed so much time from work when he would get sick, and having to use all my PTO for my son's sick days, and just crazy, just things like that. So you know, when I really thought about it, I understood my husband's concerns, and he has valid concerns. I think in the moment he just was being very selfish in his delivery, because I was furious with him when I cut that camera off. Like, I was so mad. And so nonetheless, after we found out, I took a couple days to really decompress and get myself together, because I was very, very, very concerned with me having VSG surgery. I was kind of concerned about if my body would be able to handle this pregnancy, and I was already so tired. I was like, it was like an unexplainable feeling, and it's crazy because it seems like as soon as I figured out that I was expecting, it got worse. It was like it just immediately started getting worse and worse. Like every day I could not keep my eyes open, I couldn't get out the bed. It was just horrible. So I went ahead and made a doctor's appointment with my doctor to confirm things and kind of get an idea of where I was and how far along I was. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So I think my appointment was like 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that after we found out. And that weekend that we found out, I had a wedding. A lot of you know I am a wedding photographer. That's what I do full time. And I had an event that weekend that I found out I was expecting. And when I tell you, thankfully it was an event where my husband and my assistant were both at this particular event, and the bride had a double team of coordinators. So it was a bunch of us there for that particular event. Listen, if it wasn't for everybody being there, I don't even know if I would have made it through that wedding, because I had to sit down like every 20-30 minutes because I was so fatigued. I kept like blacking out. Like I kept feeling like I was going to pass out at any second. And it was one of those situations where it was way too late for me to cancel. It was way too late for me to get a replacement. It was just, I had to do what I had to do as a business owner. And I thought I was gonna be okay, and I made it through. But I made it through having to take multiple breaks that day, because had I not, I would have been in the ambulance because it was so bad. When I'm working a wedding, I am working. Like I'm pushing, I'm moving dresses. Like my assistant stepped up that day. She did a great job. She knew what was going on. So she kind of kept me from having to do a lot that particular day, which was super, super helpful. And I was so grateful. But my body was just starting to shut down because I was already so fatigued already. Just not even knowing that prior month of March, because I wasn't taking my vitamins, because I was planning that event, I was so busy I kept forgetting to take my vitamins. And so I think because I forgot to take my vitamins the entire month of March, I was so depleted. Like, I mean, I had nothing to give to the pregnancy. And it was like my mom said, like, you know, when you're pregnant, the baby is going to get what it needs. you on the other hand may not have what you need. And so, you know, I was just like, oh my God. So as soon as I found out, that very next day I started taking my vitamins to get myself caught up. But by that point, I think I was just already depleted, because I could tell, like I could just feel like it's like a feeling you can't really describe. It was a feeling I've never felt before. I just was weak and dizzy, and just bending over, I would feel like I was about to topple over. Like I would lean over and it would feel like I was standing at the top of like a staircase, and at any second I would just fall down the stairs. Like no stairs, but just trying to give you a picture of what it felt like. So that wedding was so hard for me. It was just like one of the toughest events I've ever had to capture, because I felt like crap the whole day. And by the time we got home, I mean, I passed out, and I had to put myself, like at that point, because I was just so drained, I just technically I had to rearrange a couple things on my schedule, because I didn't want to give my clients half of me. So I kind of set my out of office until my first appointment with my doctor, just so that I could get through that period. So I had to reschedule a couple things, and then that gave me the opportunity to, I felt, I was thinking I was gonna give me the opportunity to get myself together, and that is far from what happened. So yeah, so hopefully, let me see, where do I want to go with this? Do I want to go straight into our appointment? No, I'm gonna make that a separate video. So this is gonna be the end of the update. This is part 2 of my update and where I've been, and I thank you guys for watching. And I know that you guys are gonna have a lot of questions, but be patient with me. I am going to go over as much as I can in detail, because I think that this journey is gonna be something that a lot of women are going to be able to relate to in the future. So I definitely want to make sure that I don't leave too much out, and that I don't forget to share very important bits of information, because I have experienced some very interesting things during this pregnancy so far. So yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the first part and the second part of my update, and hopefully if you are on Instagram, you already know the surprise that I will be sharing in my next round of videos. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support, your love, your constant love and support. It means the world to me, guys, and I promise I am here to stay. I am definitely going to try my best to make sure that I update you guys every Wednesday, which is so ironic, because all of my weight loss updates were on Wednesdays, because I made a week on a Tuesday, and now my pregnancies are every Wednesday. I turn a new week. So I think that is so funny, like it's crazy. But I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated. My plan is to do an update every 2 weeks once I get caught up to where I am now. I'm probably going to have quite a few videos posted within the next couple days, so that by the time I post this pregnancy announcement, all of the videos will be up for you guys to get caught up and be you know, caught up to speed on where we are. So if you have any questions or any comments, let me know, and don't y'all be too hard on my husband. I know he was an asshole in that last video. He can be an asshole sometimes, but I will tell you, if it wasn't for that young man, I probably would be in a grave somewhere right now. He took such good care of me these past 13 weeks, which he does anyways. I'm very blessed and I'm grateful for him. He's been with me every step of the way in every journey I've ever experienced. All my life trials and tribulations, he's been right by my side. So I couldn't ask for a better partner. So he get a pass, y'all, for that last antic he pulled. But I'll get a little more into that, because a lot of his fears about this journey are true feelings and things he should be feeling at the end of the day. So I'll have more updates on that, and hopefully he'll even make an appearance. I'm gonna see if I could get him to do like a little interview video that we do together about maybe how we feel about the pregnancy now that we've gotten out of the red zone, which I'm just so happy about, guys. You just do not understand. I have been a hot mess the past 2 months, like a hot mess, and I do mean it in the messiest way. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, if you enjoy my videos, like, comment, and subscribe. We got a whole nother journey to go on together, guys, so I'll see you next video.